Hi, welcome to December's Oracle reading, December 2021, the end of the year. Whoa, mind totally blown. I'm excited to present this month's Oracle reading for you because it's new. I'm actually dipping into tarot cards a little bit. Oracle readings are really just future tells or what you can expect coming up in your life. And you can use oracle cards or tarot cards. And I don't know tarot well, but the way to learn it is to do it. That's just how it is. So for all you intuitives and sensitives out there, if you don't know how to use oracle cards or crystals or tarot cards or whatever, the way to learn is to do it. In fact, practice on folks if you want to. This month's deck is especially fun because it is Disney. The Disney Villain Tarot deck. I don't know if you're a big Disney fan, but whoa. I kind of love me some Disney. Now, do I know all of the ins and outs of all the characters and all that? No, I guess I'm not a Disney nerd, but I just happen to love Disney. This deck is super fun. It's all the villains. And if you happen to know Disney well, then you might actually be able to look into these cards a little bit better than I can look into them. But I'm going to give you my intuitive impressions anyway. All right, just like all months, choose number 1, 2, or 3, and then forward, move on to wherever your particular oracle reading is for December 2021, and you'll be good to go. Okay. If you are card number 1, you are the 7 of Wands. If you happen to know of this queen in Snow White, she is the queen that turns herself into an old hag and gives Snow White a poison apple. Well, she is, if you look at this card, she is really big and majestic and thinking about her blocks to moving forward with her goals of being the fairest one of them all. The fairest one in all the land. So she's thinking about Snow White, which is this little path up to the Seven Dwarves cottage. Here you can see in this image. If you have chosen number 1, consider this image here. You might be coming up with some blocks to your path to success. And what you'll want to do with this in the next month coming up is to really tap into your intuition here to decide whether or not you need to back it up and look at these blocks or this block from an objective perspective, or barrel through and be like, I don't think so. Bring it on. I'm going to barrel through. What you choose to do really has to come from within. You have the answer within you already. You just really need to tap into that intuitive space. So I do suggest for you, card number 1, to sit for at least 15 minutes in a quiet space. If you can get in nature, if it's comfortable enough out in nature during the winter months to do so, I highly recommend that you get outside, be in nature for a little bit, at least 15 minutes, and tap into your intuitive self and ask, what do I need to do with this block? Do I need to barrel through it and be like, come on, come at me, bro? Or do I need to back it up just a little bit and veer around this barrier? Whatever this barrier is for you, it's just there to help guide. It's there to help. This is similar to last month, actually, where these big, messy things might be happening, but they're all guidance. It's not meant to be like we're trying to make life hell for you. That's not what this is. Well, I guess the queen tries to make life hell for Snow White. Actually, she tries to create death for Snow White. So there's that. But death is still just a new path. If you come across the death card in a tarot deck, that's what it means. It means the ending of something and beginning of something else. All right, so for you, card number 1, really touch base with what you need to do with your particular block. Do you need to barrel through it, or do you need to veer around it? The first thing, though, is to create a pause. I'm noticing that there's this block. Let me create a pause, at least 15 minutes in nature or a quiet space, a meditative space, really settling down and just being with your intuitive sense and asking yourself, what do I need to do with this block? All right. Card number 2. If you are card number 2, you have drawn the 9 of Cups. Okay, look at this image. Do you remember this villain? She is Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And again, as villainous as she is, what is happening in this image? She has gotten King Triton's Triton, and she is now all powerful like he is, right? That means she's gotten everything that she's desired. So have you. Whatever your dream is, your wish is, the thing that you have been fighting for, the thing that you have been so desiring has either already come to fruition or it's coming to fruition this month. Oh my God. Oh my God. Amazing. The only caveat here is, especially in the fertility world, when we have worked so freaking hard to get what we want, sometimes that is met with discounting of all that we went through to get here. We sometimes can't enjoy the bliss because we're so stuck in that former place, that this was painful, this was so difficult to get, this was traumatic. And so I encourage you, especially number 2, all of us, but especially number 2, to really own your bliss, to really sit with the peace that you have and the moments of complete and total joy, and recognize everything that you did to get there. All right. There's nothing else to say about card number 2. You've done it. You've made it. All right. I can't wait to hear your stories. Please send them to me. Okay. Card number 3. If you have chosen card number 3, you have chosen the Knight of Wands. Now, I happen to not know this character, so if you know this movie, this Disney movie, I believe this character is that the Sword in the Stone? I think there was a Disney movie, Sword in the Stone, right? Probably should have done that research before I got on this recording, but that's okay because the meaning is the same. All right, so Knight of Wands. When you draw this card, there are a couple of things. Number 1, the path that you have chosen might be the best on paper. It might look amazing, and it might be, for example, in the fertility world, the treatment protocol that your professionals have recommended, that your team has recommended. The warning here is, does it feel right to you? I'm telling you, I've met with countless people who have moved into the IVF route, for example, and it just didn't feel right, but everybody is telling them that's the next right path. I'm encouraging you now to get really courageous and do the thing that feels right to you rather than the thing that everybody else is telling you is the right thing to do. Okay, so it's a little bit deceiving, right? When you have really important people in your life telling you what they think the next thing is, but it doesn't feel right to you. All right, so really tune into that. The second thing that I glean from this card is that you want to really look into bold action here. So if, for example, you have chosen to go a completely different direction than your support team or your treatment team is telling you you need to do next, you really have to create bold action. That means being very vocal about your needs. That means self-advocating. Oh my God, I can't stress how important it is to self-advocate in this fertility world. Please do so. Or gosh, whatever world you're living in, right, where this makes sense. It could be your career, it could be in relationships, it could be anything. You're going to be met with something that doesn't feel totally right, even though it looks right on paper. And then the next thing is to take bold action. Okay? I hope this makes sense to you. And again, I would love to hear your stories. Please do let me know what comes of this reading for you. And I hope that you have a beautiful holiday season if you celebrate. Otherwise, I hope you just have a beautiful end of year moving into 2022. And I look forward to seeing you then. Take care. That's not the right word. It's met with a Merlin. It works with Merlin. Is that a movie even? Is that